That was a fun little morning session with Rick. Dude loves crappies, if you can't tell. It's funny how fast it takes for fish to move. We just came back through his channel. We fished this morning and the fish were barely starting to move up there. We came back through and there's just loaded full of crappies that moved shallow. So we're gonna try for them for a little bit right here because there's a whole ton of them. And they're acting pretty a fool before, but probably can't see them all down there. They're actually just right over the side of the boat right now. So we're gonna fish for crappies here for a minute, but it's warming up. Oof, there's a slabby. Stiffy engaged. Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Nice one, huh? Life is good again. Ooh, that is a slabby.
Mr. Slabby sides. Ooh, that's a nice one.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You want this guy?
It's a nice entry, isn't it?
It's close.
I'm going down on. Is that Mr. Slabby sides?
Yep.
It's quite the wake.
What?
It's quite the wake that thing created.
You want that guy?
Yeah.
So we figured out real quick these fish, as you can see, we're on these outside weed lines grouped up real big.
Jesus Christ. What's that? That grab a crappie?
It must have.
Sweet.
Wow.
Pretty decent one. That one was up shallow.
Yep. Nope, 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 nope. This little guy, don't worry about this little guy. Oh, come on. That thing is so... Ooh, there you go.
Good one?
Yeah, that's a
Nice.
slab. That's probably a putback.
Yeah.
It's like, how big is that?
It's got to be like 11 and a half, 11 and 3/4, sure.
Come and knock on my door.
Crappies.
Yep.
That doesn't sound
Not a
well.
little guy.
Ooh, yeah.
Shit. Unless you're real hungry. Give me a couple minutes outside of this thing. Good one? Yeah, we just passed by all these coming out. These ones had just pushed in. You can still see them down there. That's a good one though. Yep, we just kind of backed off. Look at that one's a solid one. Kind of just backed off on this whole group. A little bit of wind came in. Makes all the difference in the world. We had another one going. Oop, he dropped it, but that's a solid, perfect fish. Yeah, just a little bit of wind and backing off them. Perfect. Look at that. That's a beautiful fish right there too. Another solid like 10-incher. How fun is that, huh? So yeah, we could see him on the the scan before, you know, it's such a clear water lake. You could see them just all over here, and you could see them just barely starting to filter in. They just kept getting shallower and shallower, and they haven't really went up into the reeds and stuff like that yet. This water's a little colder than what we were on the other lakes, but just kind of being aware of what's going on makes a huge difference. Another perfect one. It's funny, they just change their mood that quick. Nothing too fancy, just using a bobber, little plastic. I actually got two different colors on. It hasn't seemed to matter on these ones. The ones on the other lake that me and Rick were catching were just like outside and right on the weed edge, but these ones are just pushing in here. There's not as many weeds in this area as the other one. So they're just kind of like suspended outside the little bit of weed that's here. There's another one. Wow. How fun is that? But the water's starting to warm up. People are starting to come here. It's starting to change a lot. But I like fishing for these ones way more than those other ones we were doing. It was pretty slow the other way we were fishing. But I think a big part of this is just having the wind here, having these fish push up. Just that little bit of difference makes such a difference in everything, you know? Wow, how cool is that? Oh, there's one on that bobber. That one's soaked. Dang. I blew that one. Another little cookie cutter. Whew. Not a giant, but perfect little eating size. Ah, I missed that guy. Didn't catch that one, but that's a solid crappie. We'll take that any day. We actually struggled really mightily in the morning there on the lake. It was pretty slow going, just fishing out to those groups out on those weed lines, taking our time and just letting that bobber go. We found a number of groups. You could see them all in the live scope like that. So key nowadays is that live scope. But later on in the day when we went back through this channel and all these fish that were out deep, like, and they wouldn't bite, you could just visually see them as we're going by when I was dropping Rick off later in the day. Huge key to early season crappies is just using your eyes for certain things. As you could see all these fish as we're driving through this channel, and when we were going by, he's like, "You're gonna have fun. I wish I was here for a little bit longer." So that's when I started, and it's such a huge thing, is just that warming of the day moves those fish around so much. You couldn't see any of them up. We went through the shallows kind of looking around, and we visually coming back at about 11 or noon, you saw all those fish that were moving up shallow. And I pulled up, and as soon as he had the right cast, right area, I just, as you saw, I just hammered on them like that. So easy when they move up like that, but you got to pay big time attention to what they're doing. so much attention as the day goes on like that. Even with all those fish that were on the weed lines, you know, they're trying to move up. Just that little bit of a warmer day, and those fish started to move up like that. And springtime crappies is such a blast. So hopefully take all that in next time you go out for springtime crappies. I had a blast. I know Rick had a blast. We got a couple of good ones. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.